Hello, everyone. Welcome to Season 3 of Unlocking Tampa Bay. I'm Santiago C. Carrata, President and CEO of Visit Tampa Bay. It's a new year, and that means new beginnings. That's why I'm taking you on a treasure hunt to explore what 2024 has in store. As we enter the new year, we invite you to unlock the exciting new adventures our city and region have to offer, including the incredible outdoors. If you're looking for unique ways to explore the outdoors, we've got you covered. Discover hiking, horseback riding, and glamping at the Hillsborough River State Park. Cruise down the Bayshore Fitness Trail on a coast bike. Take an exhilarating zipline ride at Empower Adventures, or go on a self-guided mural tour. Now let's start the new year with two of our amazing partners. Take it away, Serena.
Hi, everyone. I'm Serena Fazan, and welcome to this episode of Unlocking Tampa Bay, where we dive into the city's treasure with captivating conversations. So let the adventure begin. Joining me on this episode, we have Natalie Wolfe. You are the Lifestyle Director. Okay, that's a really cool title at Hotel Haya. Colleen McHenry, you own Yoga Loft. Both of you, welcome to Unlocking Tampa Bay.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's
happy
so
to be
fun.
here.
And you know, we launched 2024, and what a perfect topic, right? We're going to talk about health and wellness. So let's get the conversation started. Colleen, let's start with you with yoga and Yoga Loft. Your story is amazing. You've been in business for 5 years. For 5 years in a row now. You've been selected Best of the Bay.
Yes, best of the Bay for yoga studio for Clearwater, St. Pete, Tampa, Ybor City.
Yay,
Yes, yes,
Yay,
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
We love it. So
Thank you.
talk to us about, let's start with your business and talk to us about your business and why you feel yoga is so important.
Yoga Loft is this little boutique yoga studio in Ybor City, right in the center of Ybor City. So we're very much part of the community, and we contribute as much as we can. We provide free yoga every Saturday, and we do a lot of community events, and we offer low rates for people who live in Ybor City, who work in Ybor City. But our mission really is just to provide a judgment-free yoga space with a lot of love. That's our business model.
And it really brings people together. And speaking of that, that is the mission, right, of Hotel Haya. You guys have a very unique model. Talk to us, Natalie, about your position. It's one of the very few hotels have a position like this.
Yeah, so the official position is Director of Lifestyle, which sounds fancy, and all the time people are like, literally, what does that mean? And I'm like, I'd love to tell you, because it is unique to Aparium when our hotel group is called Aparium, based out of Chicago, and they created this role specifically for us to have a director position that works with the community to bring in events that are just as fun and relevant and enriching for locals as our transient guests. So when Aparium open new hotels, it's kind of a reverse model, right? Like a lot of times hotels open and they think about transient guests, which is important, right? Those guests that come in. But Aparium thinks about what's already happening in the community, from design to collaborations to what art is in our hotel that is representative of our local art. So it's kind of hotels done backwardsly. Our slogan is hotels done differently is how we can enrich the local community. And so that's my role, is finding those fun and meaningful collaborations with the community that are really intentional and beneficial for them as much as it is for us to bring in the local guests, whether that is health and wellness programming or art shows or concerts or things like that that are open up to the public.
And we're going to talk about the international impact as well in just a moment. But speaking of that, you did 200 events this last year.
Yeah.
Including bringing in Colleen with chicken yoga, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
So talk to us about chicken yoga. Too bad we were looking like, bummer, we don't have a chicken. We don't have a chicken up here. Tell us about chicken yoga.
Chicken yoga is a not so serious yoga class.
Yeah. In the best way.
It's a lighthearted, sweet yoga class with rescue chickens.
Yes.
And when we talk about
Oh.
rescue chickens, we have to talk about the Rescue Society in Ybor City. There's a group of people who take care of the chickens that live in and around Ybor City. It's called Ybor Misfits, and they do a very good job of taking care of chickens who need a little assistance.
You know what? That is so sweet, though, because we think about, rescue animals, rescue dogs, rescue cats. I have never heard of a rescue chicken.
Most people have not heard of a
I
resi
didn't
chicken.
either until I moved here. I was like, wow. And then they just are, they are all passion, Ybor Misfits. I mean, if you follow them on Instagram, you see story after story, day after day of them rescuing little chickens or, taking them in who are sick or have been unfortunately abused by people, and then fostering them and letting them go back out into the community of chickens if they're able to, or some do stay depending on their condition. But that's really at the heart of what we're doing is it's all donation based. So all of the money that is raised during class, it goes directly toward Ybor Misfits, which is amazing.
That is amazing. And speaking of, we talked about building a strong community base, which I certainly feel that you have. And of course, we love our locals, but this is Visit Tampa Bay. And we are, I have to say, okay, Tampa's on fire, don't you think?
Tampa is on fire.
Yeah.
I want you both to weigh in on that. Like, okay, I mean, I am so proud of this city, so proud to do this show. What have you seen? How have you seen direct impact?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I remember when I moved here, we were trying to find a place to live, and our real estate agent was like, Tampa Bay is the place to be. 600, 700 people a day at that time were moving to Tampa Bay for so many reasons, right? And I've seen the impact of, there's culture here, there's art here, there's job opportunities, there's so many things you can do in the community depending on your interests, that it is becoming at least a spot that I feel like is going to be ever changing and ever developing, which is really exciting. And Ybor especially is at that heart of that culture and history, which is just beautiful to see how it evolves and hopefully maintains its roots and localness as the city continues to grow.
Definitely. And Colleen, before you answer, I want to share this, okay? Listen to this, and I want people to listen carefully. She got a call to host a bachelor party, not bachelorette, bachelor party.
I love that.
From out of state, like Milwaukee or somewhere, right? For guys that wanted to do yoga. That's how much.
This is our second bachelor party. The first one, I had some concerns about, but once we realized that the first request was a legit request, then the second request was a pretty easy to accommodate. There wasn't the moment of, are you sure this is what it is that you're looking for? But we host bachelorette parties. We've done one with chickens and the rest without, and then 2 bachelor parties. But what I'm noticing is that we're getting more calls and requests from people coming to visit Tampa. So the bachelorette parties, the bachelor parties, people are coming to town and they want something to do other than a tequila tasting. They want something that's good for them. And maybe it's in conjunction with the tequila tasting. Maybe they're doing both. But whatever it is, it's nice as a small business and a very local small business to get people from out of town to come and want to participate in yoga. We are also getting many just groups of people, friends who are coming, who want their own class. We also get lots of requests to teach at the local hotels downtown, more corporate folks who are coming here for their annual meeting. They're bringing their whole team to Tampa for annual meetings, and they want yoga to start the day.
Isn't that something? Because we have seen through Visit Tampa Bay that we are getting, more and more conferences and more conventions. But that's wonderful to hear that these people are also reaching out to do some of these things.
Right. They're participating in our local community in a 3 to 5 day span. Which is wonderful for us. It's a nice way to see Tampa. It's a nice way to see Tampa and Ybor City, and to insert some wellness for people who are traveling. Travel is not easy. We know that travel is not easy. So a little bit of yoga to repair, it's a good way to start a day.
Let's delve into Ybor City a little bit more because, here in Tampa, of course, we know all about Ybor, but Ybor truly is such a treasure. Tell us your insights about this historic area.
I think I'll start, and then I know, Colleen, you'll dive into, because we both love Ybor, but there's just so much culture and heart in Ybor, from art to music to wellness to food. I mean, it is so rich in history, and getting to continue that history with Hotel Haya and other small businesses on that strip, it's just an honor to get to be there, and the cultural cross of so many different walks of life and interests. It's just, it's a little cultural hub. I love getting to be able to be there and work there every single day. It just feels like there's movement and breath and energy that is just very, again, local. There's history. I mean, so much history in that little strip. Yeah.
I mean, my heart is skipping lots of beats right now just talking about it, because it does give you goosebumps when you're down there.
Yeah.
Don't you agree, Colleen?
I agree. We are compared often to Key West, to New Orleans. We are one small part of Tampa, and we are an extension of Tampa. We are 2 miles from downtown Tampa. 2 miles meaning you can take the trolley from downtown right to Ybor City. Hotel Haya is right near a stop. I'm around the corner from a stop too, but Ybor City is, I often do this. Ybor City is this big.
It really is.
Hotel Haya is on this end, and the Yoga Loft is on this end.
Yeah.
And the Yoga Loft is so convenient to new travelers because it's just a little bit south from the Columbia. And, the Columbia has always been the top restaurant for so many years.
In every magazine you can think of, right?
And
It's a landmark.
we're right on the other side of it. So, you're not going to have dinner at the Columbia and then go to yoga. That wouldn't be good for the belly. But you do know that we're right there. But it's where we bookend. Haya's on one sweet end of the street and we're on the other. And there's so many local businesses and shops that are independently owned along the strip. And we do a very good job of supporting each other. We have to. We are a group of independent folks who depend on our locals, depend on people who visit Tampa Bay. And Ybor is it's 2 miles from downtown. So it's easy for me to get someplace. It's easy for visitors here to come this way. But Ybor City is a treasure.
It really is.
And it is filled with good people.
And I love how you said too, I know there's so many independent business owners there, and you get something unique, and you're helping out families, and you're helping out the local community. And you both said that. So Hotel Haya, so you're on 7th. What's the physical address there?
It's 1412 East 7th Avenue. So we're right at the corner of 14th and 7th Ave. We always say we're East End Ybor, and then she's completely on the opposite side, which just sounds dramatic, but it's not. And you walk, it's like an 8-minute walk.
It's an 8-minute. We're 8 minutes away
8 minutes
from each
on the
other.
nose.
But there's so much fun in that.
Yeah.
Those 8 minutes, there's so much fun along that street. And then if you're looking to see the chickens who live on the streets, you'll see all of them on
They're
that
everywhere.
little walk, and meet the characters who live and work in Ybor City. And we're, as I said, we're good people, and we're doing
great things.
We're doing great fun things.
And we're delving into how to find the events and things like that a little bit later. But for chicken yoga specifically, how do people sign up?
The best way is through our Eventbrite link. Every single month we release the Eventbrite. The next 2 months are also on Eventbrite, and it's the same link that Colleen has in her link in bio. Again, it's in the link in bio on our Instagram or on our website, and I'm guessing it's on your website too?
It's on our website too. There are plenty of pictures of me with chickens.
Yeah.
And
so it's pretty easy to find.
It's pretty easy. You just have to look for some lady with doing yoga with some chickens, and you'll find us. But our website and all of our handles are Yoga Loft Tampa, so we're easy to find, and the links are user friendly. And if you have a hard time, you just pop in and ask, and we'll help you get it set up.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask, do they get sold out? Do you encourage people to sign up well in advance?
Absolutely.
So can you for our audience who might be coming in from, across the world, what advice would you have for them? How far in advance should they be booking?
I would plan. We offer chicken yoga once a month.
Yeah.
So plan in advance, book your yoga mats quickly.
Yeah.
And when you sign up, you're donating right then to the Chicken Rescue Society, which we like.
Yeah.
So sign up. It's $10 per person, which again, as Natalie said, all those proceeds go right to the Rescue Society, and then come in and enjoy. We offer that as an event, but we also offer one other community event there's a farmer's market every Saturday in Ybor City, all day Saturday. And we teach a yoga class in the morning at 9:30 at that farmer's market. And we've been teaching there for 15 years. It's part of the Ybor Museum Gardens. There's a state park in Ybor City, which gives you the history of Ybor City. And it's this beautiful garden. And we teach there every Saturday morning. And on most Saturdays, the local chickens are there.
Yeah.
So if you want the local chickens
They're right there.
outdoors at 9:30, they're right there. There's a
Yes.
beautiful fountain. We're practicing under the trees. That's where I get my community fix, because that's a donation-based class that benefits the gardens and the state park.
So pretty.
And it's a lovely way. And again, Hotel Haya is here. That the farmer's market is on the other end, that 8-minute walk, and the yoga studio is just a hair's breadth the other way. So we're really doing a lot to keep the sweetness of our city.
And that, I was going to say that's a great option to, like, say some of the chicken yoga classes or some of the events get booked. You can actually walk up, I would imagine.
You can walk.
And,
You just show up for that one.
yeah, and participate on that one. How far in advance can you book some of the classes?
We are trying.
events.
Yeah, it's a good question. We're trying to release 3 months at a time because it is so popular that we found when we release 1 month at a time, it gets taken really fast and everyone's like, well, when's the next date? When's the next date? So we try and project next quarter. So we have all of quarter one. That sounds very official. All of quarter one.
No, but that's
the next
great.
3 months of tickets available. So I do recommend, like she was saying, about a month out is when we book, because we will get calls, texts, and emails the day of being like, hey, do you have any sign up? So we do encourage about a month out to book your chicken yoga.
Wonderful. And, of course, we encourage this for tourists, but the locals too.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One word for the wise about the chickens is that the chickens at Hotel Haya, those are the cuddly, can take a picture and hold them chickens.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
The other
street
end
chickens.
of the street, those do not pick up those chickens.
Yeah,
they are not
You'll
cuddly
get
chickens.
pecked.
Not cuddly. The
Good piece of
cuddliness,
advice.
you go this way. That's what the $10 is for.
Yes. Yeah.
And don't you feel this also feeds into our local economy?
Absolutely.
So it helps feed. Sure, we get all these international tourist dollars, but it also feeds in for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It
Have you
totally
seen that a
does.
lot as well?
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's just crazy the level of business. And if anyone in our sales team watches this, they crush it. I mean, they get all types of business. There's so many conferences. There's so many corporate bookings, weddings, holiday parties. There's so many different types of guests that are coming in for business reasons, for, enjoyment reasons. We're seeing that tourism directly impact our hotel.
And Natalie, you talked about, or I said that you organized 200 events last year.
Yeah.
And of course, chicken yoga, a very, very popular one. But talk about some of the other events that you do.
For sure. So we kind of run on 3 different tiers of events. There's our regular programming. Those are our monthly events like chicken yoga. So grateful to have that event. We do Pilates. We collaborate with Downtown, Body Bar Tampa for Pilates, heels dance classes. So those are our programming events that we have every single month that the public can expect and get tickets to and come to. We open those up. Then we have little activations. So those are our one-off pop-up events, whether that's an art show or like one that's coming up. We have an album listening party for an up-and-coming rap duo here in Tampa. Those little pop-up things that people reach out and they're like, oh, that would be fun. Or jazz and wine night in the cafe. And then we have trans-local events is what we call it, from Aparium based down. All the directors of lifestyle put on trans-local events about once a quarter. And those are 100-person, 200, 300-person events open up to the public. So great example of that are our vendor markets. If we do a concert series, our pool party launches, things like that. We had a massive art show, our New Year's Eve party. So those are just a couple of the types of events. So programming, activations, and translocal events. And those all wrap up into about 200 events a year. That also ties in our music programming. So programming music for our beautiful restaurant, Florfina, every Friday and Saturday, there's live music.
My favorite event was the Humane Society benefit.
Yes, that was a good example of an activation.
It was a wonderful event. It was called People and Pets.
Yeah.
And you brought your dog or whatever critter you had. And there's it, Adam?
Yeah, Adam from A Gold Photo. Shout out to A Gold Photo.
Oh, yes. The shout out. I actually
Yes.
interviewed him in a Love in America series, he and his wife.
Yeah.
Very
They're
cute.
wonderful.
They're
people.
adorable.
They're wonderful. And all of the proceeds went to the Humane Society. So they take pictures, holiday pictures. I brought my dog in, took beautiful pictures. It was a chunk of change that went to the Humane Society, and delighted for that. And I have these gorgeous pictures of me and my pet.
They did turn out good.
And you bring up a very good point too, Colleen, when we talk about, because this whole episode is about wellness and health, right? And so it's not only making ourselves feel better, but being able to, as you said, donate to a cause that you're so passionate about that also feeds into our soul.
Sure.
And that's what it seems like that's exactly what you guys are doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just like, it's so enriching to see, like, there's the zen and peaceful and groundingness of yoga and supporting an amazing local yoga studio. And then just working with Dylan and Ybor Misfits to see the chickens in their little diapers. And really, it's the first interaction for a lot of people, not only with Ybor Misfits, but with like handling chickens in diapers. Like,
right.
You know, so it's just, and it's so heart of Ybor with the chickens and getting to, again, support the local. It's so wonderful.
And it's a very sweet. It's so nice to see the community. And then this is a big class of people. So 60 or so people are introduced to yoga. Again, yoga in a very non-serious, non-judgy way. People who have never taken a yoga class can come to this class. People who are very serious about yoga can come, but there's this meeting in the middle where everyone says, we're doing yoga with chicken.
Yeah.
It brings out the heart in people, and not just the heart, the lovey compassion, but the joy part of the heart chakra is what we would call it, because this is a very fun, silly event.
Yes.
Where you get to let go of whatever it is because you're practicing yoga with some chickens wearing diapers.
And I want to ask you, we live in a world, I know there are some people that are not on social media, and we certainly respect that, but we do live in a world where you can take a picture, you can take things, and then it is shared. Don't you feel this does great things for the image of Tampa internationally?
Absolutely. It's a softening of a major city. It's a kind, compassionate event in a beautiful space with people who are all there for the right reason. People are there to have a little bit of joy and to do something that's healthy for them. It's not downtown Tampa at 4 a.m. We're showcasing people doing a thing that's good for them with little animals.
Absolutely. So how do we hear about you guys, and how do you hear about the events, and what is the best way?
Well, our social media, I'll plug that. If you are on social media, our Instagram, Hotel Haya, we post our monthly open to the public events. If you're on Facebook, we have our Facebook events as well. If you're not on social media, I always drive people to our website, hotelhaya.com. Underneath experiences is our events page, where every single event has that direct link to figure out what the RSVP is if there's a ticket. So Instagram, Facebook, or our website is a great place for us.
How about you, Colleen?
We have all the same social media trappings as Hotel Haya. We are Yoga Loft Tampa. That's how you find us. What I've found that's interesting about chicken yoga is that it is the most shared event we have. People are so proud to have a picture with themselves in yoga pants with a chicken.
And a diaper.
And a
old
diaper. They look like, I call them overalls. I like to think that the chickens are wearing overalls.
Yeah, they're little. Dylan got them from Etsy, I believe, and they all have like little prints. So one's like a Dia de los Muertos print, one's like a little heart print, but they're little diapers, and they have, like she said, overall little straps to go over their shoulders.
They are
it's adorable. Because a lot of people are like, how are you going to do yoga if chickens are doing their thing everywhere? And the answer is they're not. They have their cute little overalls on.
And these chickens we're not, just to be clear, we're not taking the descendant Ybor chickens and bringing them into the hotel. These are chickens that are used to being around people. They're
socialized.
They live at the sanctuary, or some of them lived in Dylan's apartment before there was a sanctuary. So these chickens are used to people. So we're not grabbing wild chickens off the street and bringing them in. These are chickens that are comfortable with people in a yoga environment.
Yeah. And like through this whole conversation so far, look at how much we've smiled and we've laughed. Yes. And that itself, speaking of wellness, is infectious.
Yes,
it is.
So
Absolutely.
Natalie, Colleen, so wonderful having you here on Unlocking Tampa Bay. As we wrap up our conversation, anything else that you would like to add?
Not personally. I just want to take a second and just say thank you to Colleen. This is such a wonderful collaboration.
Aww.
Like, you can see the joy on our faces, and the fact that we get to do this every single month, and it impacts Ybor Misfits, which follow them on Instagram at Ybor Misfits Micro Sanctuary, or just get involved with them. I mean, they are incredible. And when I first moved here, I was like, who takes care of all these chickens? And really, he does it this is his passion project, that he is just living and breathing this. And the fact that we can do this beautiful collaboration means everything. So thank you for letting us chat about that today.
Absolutely. Colleen?
I would like to say thank you to Tampa Bay for making my little studio, my little heart project into
Aw.
something very successful. So much so that we can afford to give back to the community. We can afford to keep our prices low to encourage people to come in. We're the sort of place where we don't care what you have on or how your hair looks or how you show up. I mean, we're there to give love and light and joy and good energy to people, and we'll keep doing that for as long as we can. It's our commitment. It's what we give to the community.
See, 2 Tampa Bay treasures right here. Thanks so much, ladies.
Thanks, Serena.
Thanks, Serena.